I bought some of the coolest gaming tech ever made, all under $150. So you can upgrade your gaming setup on kind of a budget without breaking the bank. First, let's take a look at a webcam that has impressive image quality. Now, I travel quite a lot for work with my gaming laptop, and although it's very powerful and capable, its webcam is a complete afterthought and absolutely awful, which does make doing online meetings very difficult, and sometimes I have to take my MacBook and also my laptop in order to facilitate both work and play. And if I am using my gaming laptop for Zoom calls, it looks super unprofessional with a cheap and grainy image. So I have been looking for a solution. This is the Opal Tadpole, a webcam with a Sony mirrorless camera sensor inside of it, which are the brands of cameras I film all of my YouTube videos on. The Tadpole is tiny, taking up little to no space in my laptop case, but the improvement to the image quality is insane. Honestly, just look at the difference, and it also has built-in microphones if you need a boost in that department too. All of this is powered simply by a single USB Type-C connection, but probably my favorite feature of this laptop dedicated camera system is the fact that I can use it for making YouTube videos on the go inside of my hotel room, because sometimes I just don't have space for a tripod or a full setup in the room for making quick tutorials or news videos. But placing this on top of my laptop is a great solution and looks great considering its tiny size and also low price point at $129. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Opal for sponsoring this segment of the video and providing me with the camera, and you can learn more linked down below, where you can also save a further 15% off the Opal Tadpole using code BEN at checkout. Now, this next product is one that I'm incredibly excited to take a look at. Now, recently I went out to America to do some work and film some videos, and I got to go and visit a Target. Now, back last year, Target announced this essentially a Lego set made by Bloks that was an Xbox 360. Now, the Xbox 360 is probably my favorite console of all time. That is my childhood nostalgia. But unfortunately, I couldn't get this Bloks set in the UK. It was only exclusive to Target in America. So the only way for me to get my hands on this was to ship one in via like StockX, which was going to be 2-3 times the price, almost $350, whereas this thing was only about $130 going into the store. Now, when these first launched in the holiday season, they were out of stock in pretty much every single store, and I thought that were going to be basically essentially discontinued by the times I went to America. And I was just wandering around, and then I saw all of the different Lego and things and thought, oh, they'll have that Xbox 360 in here, of which they did. They had shelf full of all of these consoles. So essentially what this is, it's a 3:4 scale recreation of an actual Xbox 360. So it has all of the different Bloks to allow you to build up the console, plus a controller, and also a copy of probably one of the most iconic games from this console, Halo 3, probably was the best game on the entire thing. So inside of here, you actually have a box that is recreating the original Xbox 360 console box itself. It's super accurate in terms of its overall design. Then you have all of the Bloks, or Lego, it's like obviously an alternative to Lego, inside of here. And then this is really cool. The actual manual for building the set is based and inspired off of the design of the original Xbox 360 manual that obviously had all of the product information inside of it. I love the aesthetic that they've gone for. They could have just basically threw this in a basic, Bloks style box, but I love the fact that they have gone ahead and actually customized the experience to be very, very tailored. Now, when this thing is fully constructed, it has a bunch of insane features from all of the different areas of the Xbox. So, of course, it's got the Xbox 360 with a different power button, but you can actually take the side of the Xbox off and it reveals the motherboard of the Xbox 360 with all of the heat sinks and also the disk drive, where you can also put the copy of the Halo 3 game. But the cool features do not end there with this Bloks set. Inside of the controller, it is actually battery supported, so the LEDs will illuminate inside of the controller just like a real life controller. There's other details that are very authentic to the original console too. There's also the removable hard drive, so you can take this on and off of the Xbox 360. And a few further Easter eggs for die-hard Xbox fans is also the inclusion of a Katana chip on the CPU. Obviously, Halo 3, Katana was a huge part of Halo in general, but specifically, obviously, the Halo 3 storyline. So they've gone ahead and included her on the motherboard heatsink within the CPU area. Now, of course, at the time of me filming this video, I'm actually going to go ahead and build this. So let's do that. I'm quite excited. Now, this is my first ever time building a Bloks set. I am a huge Lego fan. I've had hundreds and hundreds of sets over my lifetime, and I was really shocked by how different Bloks actually is. Even the way you interpret the instructions and the way they read is completely different to a Lego set's instructions, even though on the face value they look very similar. And this meant there was countless times where I kept making consistent mistakes in the building process, and the instructions felt like they were contradicting themselves at various elements because they just weren't very clear at the super intricate parts of all of the different inner details. This meant I didn't really enjoy or have as much fun as I was hoping while building this Xbox 360 set, and it would have been 1,000 times better if it was actually Lego. Even just silly things like the quality of the bricks. I don't know if it's the molding on Mega Bloks, but when you were just trying to connect two tiny pieces together, it would take ages for them to just click into place without them flying across the table. It was stuff like this that just delayed the overall process of constructing the Xbox 360 and just made it feel like you want to just throw it in the bin and give up at certain points. However, once it was finally constructed, I was overall impressed with the final result, and the LED lights in both the controller and the power buttons is a very nice touch that I must give credit to them for adding, as it makes it feel much more alive. Let me know your thoughts on the differences between Lego and Mega Bloks in the comment section down below. Is it just me, or do you have the same experience?
So depending on what color you purchase this in, it will cost around $130 to $150. I had a £30 voucher on this as well. There was like a little flash sale that you could redeem. So it's about $120 for me, and I got the black version. Now, I'm not too sure how this product's going to pan out. Like, it seems too good to be true. Like, it's basically a gaming chair that you'd see on these cheap Chinese websites, but it's got full-on like massages inside of it, and I think RGB. I don't know how it's going to be powered either, like via a power supply, or is it battery operated? Is it a fire hazard? And there's a lot of questions going through my head right now that need to be answered. But also, like, if it is via a power supply, the chair's got wheels, so how are you going to like wheel it around the room? I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, it's got lumbar support and everything. This chair's not missing a thing. Yes, it looks like it's powered by a USB or a power supply, and also it says keep out of the reach of children. It could cause death or severe burns within 2 hours. I'm a little bit scared about this chair, man. It would appear that this chair also has like a recline mode. It's got this weird metal device that comes out, and then you can attach this pillow to the underneath here so you can rest your legs and lean back. This chair seems to have absolutely everything. I'm not too sure about the build quality. It's looking a little bit wobbly. Maybe when we get the final bits in, it might firm up a little. Right, so the chair's now complete. I literally haven't tested this thing out yet. Just sitting in it, first impressions, it's average. I'd give it like a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 comfort-wise. It is like a pleather, so I don't know whether that would get a bit hot and sweaty when you sat in it for a while. We've got the footrest down here too that comes out like this. See if that makes it any more comfortable. I'm quite tall, so actually that works. That works quite well. I've got the footrest here. I thought my legs would be too long, but that's not too bad. So we got that there. Now we've got two controllers. One's for the RGB lights that we can change. Oh, that green's quite good. We can change the color of these RGB lights that actually, to be fair, aren't as bad as I thought they were going to look. They actually look quite good. It's a lot of different colors that we can choose from here. And then we have a controller for the massager. Now we can recline the chair quite easily with like there's like a little recline button at the back. Then once I put these armrests on, it increased the rigidity of the chair quite a bit. It was wobbling quite a bit prior to that. Massage it. Ooh, that's quite good actually. Now it's a comfortable chair. It just went from being a 3 out of 10 to now I give this a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. You know what? That's not bad. For 130 quid, this chair's worth it, mate. That is so comfortable. You gotta just go ahead, or you can turn the different zones off as well if you don't like it. Pretty practical product that I've been using on a huge range of different gaming setups since this came out is the Litra Beam LX by Logitech G. Now this essentially is like an LED and RGB light that you can put on your desk. Now it's specifically orientated around live streaming or also using it to enhance like your Zoom or video calls, so you've got a proper desk light and you're not just relying on the external light from your window. And basically this is the new and improved version. So originally they released the Litra Beam, which is much cheaper. I think you can pick that up for about 80, 90 pounds now. This is a little bit more expensive, around $135, I believe, off the top of my head. But this has RGB features. So it now has a two-way light. You've got the normal clear light for obviously basically adding key light, whether that be warm light or cool light for enhancing your camera. And then at the rear, you've now got these RGB lights for basically spraying colors onto the wall within your gaming setup to add an element of vibe to it. Now, I've got these currently on my main desk setup where I film all of my gaming videos and also some of my media videos, basically most of my talking head segments in all of my videos this year, have been filmed with these things as the key lights. Even though they're absolutely tiny, for some reason the science behind them manages to create super soft light. Now this video I'm filming right here, we have a huge light source right here that takes up a load of space to illuminate this entire area. And traditionally, the bigger the light source, the softer the light is on the subject in the video. And traditionally, again, if the light source is tiny, the harder the light source is, so it doesn't look very good or cinematic within all of the footage. But within that new desk setup in the other room, we're running 2 Lytra beams on each of the stations where I'm talking to different cameras. And the light source is tiny, but looks very, very soft. So this has allowed us to save loads of space. So we can actually put the desk up against the wall instead of like this, where we have a desk in the middle of the room that's just a little bit awkward for obviously working around this. We have to pack it down and set it up every single time we want to film videos. So that's been great for maximizing the space that we have available to us, but also for anybody at home who has a desk set up in their bedroom and wants to become a content creator or just enhance their Zoom calls or use this as a cool light for just illuminating the desk. This is definitely probably one of the best options currently in the market. I have used the alternative ones by Elgato in the past, which I did like, but they were much bigger and also quite ugly looking. This is quite slick. You know, it's just a little strip light versus a huge panel. And also these Logitech ones claim to be super safe. The LEDs inside of here don't actually damage your eyes with excessive blue light. So it's going to be a much safer light if you are going to be live streaming and having this on quite for an extensive period of time. Now, also inside of the box, with this Logitech Lytra beam, it does come included with a stand. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think the stand is the best in the world. It does the job. It basically acts like a lamp stand. You know, you screw this into here, and then you can attach the light at the rear, and you can throw the light on sideways like this with the little screw here, or from the top to have it on an angle, which is my preferred orientation of this. But my biggest problem with the included stand is it doesn't really have much cable management. You can route the cables down the back and also route the cables down the side of the light, but I ended up having to purchase some additional adapters off of the internet and also a bit of tape to sort of neaten up how we run the cables from the USB port straight into the PC, just to tidy things up because I'm a little bit obsessed with it from that perspective. So I feel like that could be slightly improved in regards to the stand, but it does kind of do the job. Now, once you have this light set up, it does hook up to the Logitech G Hub software. So if you already use Logitech mice and keyboard, like I personally do, for obviously all of your actual gaming, that same hub software will control this light.
Now, all of these are super cool products that are under $150, but if you want even cheaper gaming accessories for your setup, you should check out this video next, where I unbox some of the craziest tech under $30. Surprisingly, a lot of it's pretty high quality and definitely worth considering if you're gaming on a budget. But as always, I've been Ben Rollins. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this, and I will see you in the next one.